Hey everybody, Hake Hardware here with another episode of Dusty Fans. I think we're on episode 12, and we are going to be featuring the GTX 970 from MSI. This is the gaming version, and there was just insane amounts of thermal throttling, which was surprising. I didn't take any before photos because I've been messing up the last couple episodes. Like I missed like one aspect of like each episode, but I've got a few more cards that I've done, and those should be good. So apologies on this one. If you're looking at the um, cleanings page here, you're gonna see there's no photo. And inside this cleaning here, you're gonna have no image for the before, but it looked basically like the after. So I was actually really surprised at how poor it did. Um, we'll get into that with the stress tests, but this is a pretty old card. I mean, it came out 11 years ago. You can see just in the benchmarks, there was a 12-degree temperature drop. Pretty good performance change. Uh, we usually don't see frames per second increase because typically there's no thermal throttling. Even if we improve the temperature, a lot of the times it's not bad enough where there's thermal throttling, but you'll just have lower fan speeds. But this one was so bad, we actually did pick up 2 frames per second, and this was just during the benchmark, which is only 60 seconds long. We saw like such a big temperature difference. You'll see in the stress tests just how bad it got. As usual, we have the blog. Feel free to read through it. Goes a little bit in depth. There's this really weird thermal pad, which I'm almost 100% positive this is from the factory because I did some research and I saw other people post photos and I saw other people had this thermal pad. I didn't have anything this thick, so I just had to stack 2 thermal pads on top of each other. As far as I know, that's acceptable. I wouldn't have used it if there weren't like if it wasn't being pressed against like the fins of the heatsink, which I think will really keep it in place. If it was going to be sandwiched between like 2 metal blocks, I feel like it might slip on the pads might slip. I know some of them are designed to be stackable, so typically it's only to 2 millimeters, which I think this was probably 2.5 to 3. I think I stacked 2 1.5s on it. But other than that, like everything looked fairly decent, so I was just absolutely shocked at how bad it was. You can see we've got some photos here. This is like the standard MSI twin Frozer design that they've had like for a really long time. So nothing special as far as like what the GPU looks like. There are quite a few photos. The gaming version, when I was looking up the thermal pad information, I had a tough time finding GPUs with like a mid plate that was like this style. A lot of them were missing this little heatsink here and this little bracket that connects to the I/O bracket. So I don't know if there were different versions of this, but this one has like the built-in heatsink fin section that goes down here, and then this bracket that connects here. So really sturdy looking card. Did pretty good. But let's jump into the stress test. So I care more about the averages typically, but we saw 10 degrees Celsius decrease in both the average GPU temperature and the average hotspot temperature, which was pretty cool. We So max, again, we don't care too much about max, but the average clock speed was up 36 megahertz, and then the average power draw was up because we weren't thermal throttling anymore, and the max fan speed down 24%. So not only did we drop the fan speed by 24%, but we also dropped the temperature by 10 degrees Celsius. So lower fan speeds and lower temperatures. And we can see that almost every second there was basically a thermal throttle event, and we turn that into 0 after the cleaning. So even if your card looks brand new, the thermal pads could be in rough shape. So we can see here, basically just, it was within the first minute, we really started to see like the full separation here as far as temperatures, but it stayed pretty consistent across the board here. And then clock speed, you can see that thermal throttling happening, dropping the temperature speed or dropping the clock speed down almost the entire um, stress test, and then same with like the power, the wattage, just reduced. Fan speed though was 84% the whole way. GPU load was close to 100%. Yeah, big change here. So again, like the card looked really clean. You know, like honestly, I would not have expected these results. There were 5 thermal pads that needed to be replaced, 1 thermal paste application, about 45 minutes. The MSI cards usually take about 45 minutes. This will be a giveaway, but I guess I forgot to flip the switch on that one. And then leaderboards. So, I mean, I'm still working on getting some inconsistencies worked out in the leaderboards. I'm not 100% sure why there's only 3. I'm pretty sure I put benchmarks in for more than 3. I added way more leaderboards, but I still need to go in and figure out specifically why some of them have 3 and some of them have 2. Because like I didn't always have power draw and temperature in the benchmarks. So when I went back and added it, I've only added it to a few of the cards, but I would imagine that, well, I guess some of them maybe didn't report power. So some cards for some reason report 0 watts in GPU-Z when I do the logging, and those just get filtered out. So this could be why. I just want to look into it, just make sure. But there's some interesting things here. I still need to fix some other things, like I think the dollar sign's still in the wrong spot on some of these, but fun to go through and see like the number 1 spots and number 2 spots. So we actually had one that had worse thermal throttles. That was the Gigabyte card. This had the best average core temp drop and number 1 for throttles eliminated, so that's pretty good. But again, it's only 2, but that might just be because only 2 cards had actual throttle events. So uh, it probably is smarter than I remember when I coded it. I just need to double check and see exactly the logic that I implemented here. Um, so yeah, it's fun to look through the leaderboards. We can look at the overall leaderboards as well, and we can see this Gaming G1. This is one of the worst cards. It didn't even finish the stress test, but then afterwards, now we've got the best benchmark for it. So it beat out the 980 Gaming, which is kind of surprising. And we've got the GTX 1060, which was the last episode up there at the top. The efficiency of that card is absolutely amazing. And this GTX 980 has been given away, and this one also has been given away, I believe, the GTX 770. So I've been messing around with the giveaways. Talk more about that at the end. And then we have the overall statistics for the channel here. And it just goes through like, I need to figure out why that's not loading. But right now we've got most of our cards are going to be EVGA. We've got a pretty even split across the 6, 7, 900 series. I do have some 500 series cards, but I'm saving those for, I don't know. Those probably won't be giveaways just because they're so old. But there's some cool ones that I have that I want to do like a retro week or something and go through the 500 series cards that I have. All right, let's just jump into the cleaning video here. So we'll just remove that and we'll get that playing here. So again, most of these come apart the same way, but some of them don't have like the mid plate and some of them have like a lighter version of the mid plate. But I do like the brackets, how on these they have like the little ledge there that says Dragon Army on it. Pretty cool. I mean, at least like 14, 15-year-old me would have thought that was cool. Nice little touch. Definitely a high quality as far as like the build assembly goes on these like 970 and 980s. There is no backplate, which I thought surprising for like a gaming. Like this is their higher end one. The next episode is going to be the lower end 970 from MSI. And there's huge difference in build quality and in performance between the two. But you can see like the thermal paste, there's like almost none left between the heatsink and that GPU. So I think that's where we probably saw most of it, most of the improvements. But clean looking card, super sturdy. There's that weird like fin. It just laid over like the inductors, and then it there was no like flat spot on the heatsink. It just hit the fins. So I don't know how much that's helping, but I guess any bit helps. I thought about not putting it back on just to see what the performance would be like. The thermal pads on these MSI cards are always pretty bad. Yeah, almost nothing came off when I scraped. I mean, there's never usually a lot like on top of the little chip there, because most of it does get like squeezed out, but there was even less than usual. Same even with the heatsink. Fan shroud on these, there's usually just 4 screws, and then you also have to take the fans off at the same time because the fans do mount to the heatsink, but you can't get the shroud off without removing the fans. And there's these metal brackets which you kind of have to bend to get the wiring out. It's kind of a pain. That's why it takes a little bit longer to do these. And then also the thermal pads. Typically they have a few thermal pads. The 980 had like 16 thermal pads. This one only had about 5, I think. And then there's this little LED that I always take out just because I like to dunk everything. And it, like the EVGA had an LED, and I just put it in the water because it looked pretty waterproof, but the MSI one didn't look as waterproof. So I just take it off. It's a few like Torx screws or something to get it off. I think there's just like 3. I can never get the thermal pads. Always leave that like greasy residue. Like soapy water doesn't get it. Isopropyl alcohol doesn't get it. I need to figure out a good way to get that totally clean. It doesn't. It just looks a little dirty. It's not a huge deal, but I like to get these like looking brand new, so that always bothers me when I can see like the thermal paste grease marks from when it was still dirty. But yeah, this card. The only other thing with these MSI twin Frozer cards with a lot going on the board is it takes a long time for them to dry. So I think this one I left out 24 hours. I started doing all cards 24 hours though, just because I really don't want to risk it. There's a lot of like effort that goes into like prepping these episodes. So if I do all the prep and do all the cleaning and everything, and then I mess up the card, even though they're only like, $100 would be like typically the max for the cost of these cards. When we get like, I haven't done any 1080s or 1070s, but those are coming. I'm just do 24 hours for drying. I leave it outside. I'm in Arizona, so it's warm and dry, and they dry up pretty quick. So you just kind of have to lay the fans there and then put the shroud on and then get the wires routed good. And then put the fans on and the shroud on. Getting a little bit better with my editing, so I'm trying to only like just make it really quick between each process. That way, if you want to see the full video, so how I do the releases is we'll do the full episode like this, where I just kind of like talk. If you don't want to hear me talk, I also have the full cleaning, which typically gets released the next day, which is just the raw cleaning. On the ones where I have a lot of background noise, I have my son, my wife, sometimes like family visiting. There's a lot of background noise. I'll remove the audio and put like light music, really light. I try not to have it too loud. It's just like royalty-free stuff. But typically I'll leave like the raw sound in if there's not a lot of background noise. And then I also do a speed cleaning, which is just like a 10x version. I might reduce it down to like 8x. Kind of moves almost too fast sometimes. You can see that big blue one that I put over the inductors there. That gets pressed into the fins of the heatsink. But anyways, yeah. So there's 3 basically for every GPU I do, there's 3 videos. There's the episode, there is the full cleaning video without any commentary, and then there is the speed cleaning, which is again like no commentary, just usually 4 or 5 minutes. We'll get through it because everything is sped up. Okay, just getting everything plugged in. Got the fans, got the LED. You can see how thick that blue uh, thermal pad was. And just getting everything buttoned back up. So this is a great card. Always got to check to make sure they spin at the end because I've definitely routed the wires incorrectly and they didn't spin. I like these MSI cards. The styling isn't necessarily my favorite. I like the EVGA like boxy square styling, but MSI and Gigabyte and Asus, their styling is nice. Just, you know, not for me. But all right, there we go. The next episode, it'll be interesting. So it's basically the same generation, so it's going to be a 970, but it's going to be like the lower end version. It's just the OC version, not the gaming version of the 970. So it'll be interesting to see how that compares. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.